This is Snake. You're listening to the Kojima Productions Report with Ryan with Ryan Payton. So listen up.
All right, this is the Kojima Productions Report with a very special edition. Quinton Flynn is joining me on the program. It's the voice of Raiden.
That's right. And this is Ryan.
Raiden?
Well, I'm Raiden, you're Ryan.
I'm Ryan.
Exactly.
You're Raiden.
I could be.
You could be.
But you definitely are.
I'm definitely Ryan Payton. I think I'm the host. I definitely know that you are playing Raiden in Metal Gear Solid 4.
That's right.
And you also performed Raiden, the lead character of Metal Gear Solid 2, way back in the day.
Back in the day.
We're kind of going down memory lane here with Chris in the studio, just talking about how it was recording that game back almost 7 years ago.
Chris Zimmerman, the director.
Chris Zimmerman, yes.
For those of you who can't see us right now.
Exactly.
I am not a man.
No, she is, certainly
right.
is not.
So,
she's a natural woman.
So we're just kind of chatting about your performance as Raiden, as the surprise lead character of Metal Gear Solid 2. You know, we came off, well, I wasn't at the studio at the time, but huge success with the original Metal Gear Solid. And Hideo Kojima had a big surprise for players that picked up the sequel, and that is the lead character is not Solid Snake, but in fact, this new character, Raiden, who is kind of like the antithesis of Solid Snake. He's very much, he doesn't have any real combat experience. He likes to show his emotions. He has a girlfriend he's in love with, Rose, and very different character to play. Can you talk about how you approached that character, Quinton?
Well, I approached him from a very masculine angle, as most of you remember.
Exactly. Very much a tough guy.
Yeah, I worked out a lot. I knew he was young and heroic, and I just tried to approach it with, kind of a cool energy and vitality. But the youth was really important to the character. That was the direction I was given from Chris, and also the direction that she was given, I'm guessing, from producers. So we tried to strike a balance and give Raiden that.
Kind of like that sense of innocence, but still trying to be in control.
Well, yeah, because he really was confused. He didn't know up from down, where he ended and other people began.
Right.
His whole concept of life or this life around him was completely foreign, as if he'd been awakened from a dream or awakened into a dream.
Yeah, and that dream you could almost argue is this VR training that you would keep referring to in the game, is that, well, I've done this in VR, so I know how to approach the situation. And
yeah,
and Snake or whoever would always remind you that, this is different. This is real life this time. So, and as we move forward with this character, he's back again in the new game we're recording here at Sound Deluxe. It's Metal Gear Solid 4, and Raiden he's gone through some changes.
Yeah, he's gone through some hormonal changes, apparently. And he's been out there for a while. He's not your mother's Raiden, as they say.
Right.
Before, you're right. Yeah, you had that more youthful energy. And now he's been to hell and back. And there's nothing that's going to snop him? Yeah, there's nothing that's going to snop him. And includes Vamp.
Yes, exactly. So you got to see the trailer the first time we had English voices in the trailers, the new one from E3.
Oh, it's great, yeah.
Well, yeah, what'd you think? I mean, that was the first time you got to see your new take on Raiden in motion. And
yeah, I think it's amazing. I think everybody's going to be happy, and I don't think there's going to be the conflict or the pro-con, as far as the character performance goes. I really think people are going to dig it.
Yeah, that actually leads into a question that we got from a listener named Twilight Samurai from the United
Twilight
States.
Samurai.
Yes, of course. And he actually starts off his question kind of referencing you, saying that actually he believes that you, as well as Gray Fox, another character in the game, is kind of received official Boba Fett status, as he put it, as kind of like this iconic character that is very cool, and that it's hard to find people that don't like these kind of characters. But he wants to go back to this talk of MGS2, and how did you feel about the character of Raiden, and did you like him, or did you also have a little bit of a negative reaction, as many fans did, to kind of like his more feminine side? They weren't expecting this kind of I don't know, weak-willed. Weak-willed is not a great way to describe.
Not at all.
Raiden.
It's a terrible way.
Yeah, it's a terrible way. But yeah, just kind of a very feminine lead character.
Or maybe vulnerable. But I
Yeah.
guess by appearances, perhaps, yeah? Because I know there was nothing feminine about my performance. Yeah, my perception is completely different than anybody who experienced the game. Because for me, it was working from the inside out, and for everyone else, it's seeing it from the outside in and playing it that way.
Right.
It was based on what they saw. And when we, of course, as you know, Ryan, the way we work in the studio here with Chris and Keiko and Justin and others, is we are working from a script, working from concept, we're working from the written word and trying to develop a character and make this character as believable and present as possible for the situations in which he's in. And anything that happens beyond that visually is not only beyond our control, but kind of after the fact.
Right. That's true. And in looking back, I was thinking about this, that we're going to be recording this podcast this morning, and as I was driving to the studio, I was thinking about my early experiences playing Metal Gear Solid 2, and I'm thinking back to the negative reactions that we had to Raiden, and I was almost a part of that voice. It's like, who is this guy? This isn't like Solid Snake. And
right, sure.
And looking and thinking back, it really wasn't a negative reaction towards Quinton Flynn, because actually there was negativity on all sides. There was for the American Raiden, also for the Japanese Raiden. So it really is this kind. I think it also, like you said, it has to do with the visual aspect of the way that the player approaches it and sees this kind of. At one point, he's actually completely naked in the game.
Yes, running around.
Yeah.
And I guess it could, it's comical.
Mm-hmm.
But if you didn't want this character to begin with, then it's probably just annoying.
Exactly. So that's a tough thing for a voice actor to approach, is that you played the character as you were directed and as Mr. Kojima wanted you to do. And I think you nailed the part. It's just after the fact when the whole game comes together and it's not what people are expecting.
Well, and you just keyed into something that I really hadn't thought of, and that is, you and the rest of the gamers had this experience with Metal Gear, the first game, Metal Gear Solid.
Right.
So you have expectations about the second one, and when this new character is introduced and then, if you want to look at it this way, thrust upon you, it's a change, and we don't like change.
Right, exactly.
It's almost like giving James Bond a sidekick,
Yeah.
We don't know that we want him. Well, not only are you going to have him, but you're going to have to play him.
Yeah, for the entire 20 hours of the game. So, thinking back to that now, and maybe I've just grown up in a way, but I think it was actually a very bold move by Mr. Kojima, and I'm glad we did it.
Yeah, absolutely. I am too.
Yeah, exactly. It gave you a lot of work, I'm sure. Lots of recording for that one.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did a lot. It was reams of paper, like phone books. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. As I've mentioned to others before, I got to work with a lot of terrific actors and actresses, and those are some of the best times. And in fact, some of the the scene work we did that may or may not have been as exciting to viewers and players were great fun for me. Acting as Raiden opposite Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Those scenes, I remember having many different wonderful moments as we were directed by Chris and working together. And there were, just moments of shared reality, the kind of experience one has as an actor that's very fulfilling.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So moving on to a question from a guy named Henry Spencer and this question came in from a fan site. That's the unofficial Metal Gear fan site. And he wants to know if you like where Mr. Kojima and our team has taken the Raiden character in MGS4. Do you like his personality and his look? And do you prefer the new Raiden, or do you prefer the more vulnerable MGS2 Raiden?
I think I'm happy with the direction in which they've taken him. I like the fact that they've aged him up a bit in terms of voice texture and given him some more grit, and just obviously a huge facility for doing any and all things. I think it's exciting because it gives you more places to go. And yeah, he's stronger now, so, or at least tougher. And at least as I view him.
Well, like you said, he's been through hell and back, and it's pretty obvious through the way you're performing as well.
Yeah, and there's something to that where you think, oh wow, I don't see anything weak about this character at all. If there's any vulnerability, it's deep inside. So that's kind of cool.
It's fun. It's funny because the way we kind of teased Raiden originally before there was any visuals, before we showed almost anything of MGS4, was that Mr. Kojima said in an interview that a lot of you might not have liked Raiden in MGS2, but I'll make sure that every single person loves this character in the new one. And I think he's nailed it.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially with the new look that Mr. Shinkawa put up with, like this. It's hard not to like this new character.
Oh yeah, I'd be curious to know what Mr. Kojima thought of his original concept of Raiden, how it came out, what his take was on it.
Actually, I could maybe answer that for him because I asked them the same question in a documentary that we put together, and that was he said that he recalled a focus group that they had at the end of MGS1, and he had a bunch of people come in and play the first Metal Gear Solid, and he remembered distinctly that one female gamer came in and it was a Japanese girl in Kobe, and said that, what's with all these old men talking? It's so boring. And I don't have any connection with Snake, this old man. I guess she kept calling him an old man,
Nice.
and kind of like in a derogatory term in Japanese. And so that's when Mr. Kojima and Mr. Shinkawa, they both decided, all right, next time we're going to have this very handsome, very cool kind of lead character that's going to appeal to the female audience. And I don't know if
and that's where Quinton Flynn comes in.
Exactly. So,
and let's be honest. Am I right, Chris?
And then that's when Mr. Kojima called up Chris and said, we need to get Quinton Flynn.
Yeah.
I'm creating this character for him.
There was no other choice.
There you go.
Well, I'm glad that that you got the part and you auditioned for it, right? I mean, that wasn't.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it wasn't handed to me.
Mm-hmm.
I auditioned for Chris, and waited some time to hear back, and
you got it.
I was excited about it. I mean, I had an idea of what it was about, and I'd seen just an artist's rendering of the character, and went over the specs with Chris, and she was pretty clear about what she was going for, and I think together we delivered. And and then when it happened, and once we got into it, it was the first of any game of its kind that I had ever voice acted in. The volume, in terms of the hours we put in, and the content. That was the first for me. I don't know if it was for Chris.
Maybe the second time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because the original Metal Gear Solid was just almost as dense, or just as dense as you could argue.
That's right. So she did do the first one. Yeah. So she had the experience.
But I mean, yeah, you could play a game. You could even perform in a game like for a rival company, or And I don't think it's gonna be ever as dense as MGS2 because we have these what we call the codec, or the radio broadcast that you did with Rose, and this banter, and it's just this very dense script that I don't think that you encounter with a lot of games.
No. What was the original question?
Well, moving on to a question from Tanguy. He's from France, and he wants to know.
Oui, Tanguy.
He's got a good question. He said that David Hayter changed his voice to match Old Snake's appearance in the new game. Did you do the same thing with Raiden in MGS4?
True, yes, I did. Mangi?
Tanguy.
That's Mangi's brother or sister. God, I want to offend. Oui. Oui, I did. I did. That's all I can say.
Can you give maybe a preview? I can give you a line. There's a line in the...
Sure.
Snake, this time I protect you.
Snake, this time I protect you.
That is definitely the new Raiden.
That's the new Raiden. And hand clap from Chris on the other side of the glass. So,
do you need another take of that, Chris, or are we cool? Do you want to back up?
Well, we could be here a little while, so why don't you give one more?
Okay.
Don't forget your dark edge.
Oh, good, yeah. Snake, this time I'm here to protect you.
That's pretty cool.
I like that.
That's pretty cool.
That works? Okay.
Very nice.
And then old Raiden might say, Snake, this time I'm here to protect you. Because I'm a wiseacre and I'm going to kick some ass. What's going on?
Yeah, I like the old Raiden, I think, or the MGS4 Raiden, I think. Maybe I'm just biased.
MGS4, the newest, yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's two different, same guy, but kind of two different characters.
Yeah, and we don't want to spoil too much, but definitely lots of ass kicking from Raiden. And in this rivalry with Vamp, that with Phil Lamar.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That's a lot of fun.
It is great fun.
That banter.
Oh, yeah. And there's times when Phil and I were doing the work here just day before yesterday and watching the live action that we were dubbing to. And as I was caught up in the moment, I kept thinking, when am I going to take him down? Or is he going to take me down at this moment?
Right.
It's as fresh and new to us as it is to you guys playing because we don't know the end.
Right. I mean, like as Mr. Kojima describes it, here are two characters, two badass characters that seemingly cannot die. They're both immortal in a certain sense. So it's a very cool juxtaposition between those two characters. I mean, very different backgrounds, but they also have the similarity as well.
Yeah.
So, and this is the last question we got from Jitsu X. And his question is, what's your favorite part of voice acting? Can you describe the interaction you have with other voice actors like Phil Lamar or maybe David Hayter?
Yeah. What's my favorite aspect? Just doing it. I'm happy when I'm acting, period. And I think the greatest part about voice acting is being able to use your imagination. And it's such a collaborative process where, again, we all see what's on the written page, and then we have to bring it to life. And it's the combination of me taking in what I'm seeing, putting it out there, being redirected by Chris, and then applying those notes. And it's a combination of thinking about it and then not thinking about it, and then doing it, almost as if when you're a kid. You just said, all right, we're going to play cops and robbers. I'm the good guy, you're the bad guy. Go. And you just knew instinctively what to do.
Right.
As a kid, you don't think, well, wait a minute, what's my motivation?
Right. Give me some background. No, you just do it.
Yeah. And so I think there's that ability to play, and as we grow older, I think as adults, it's taken away from us, because as kids you have playground. Then at a certain age, playground's taken away, and it's replaced with study hall. And then study hall is about the work, but you want some downtime. And then you can't have downtime because you graduate. And then the next thing you know, you're in the workaday world. And
Right.
People tend to forget how to play. And for me, it's a big way to play and do the job.
More so than if you're on screen?
That's right, you did. You watched A
Yeah,
Hard
what's
Day's
the video?
Day.
It's A Hard Day's Day.
A Hard Day's Day. Which is a day in the life of a Beatles tribute band.
Look that up on YouTube.
Yeah, look it up. If you just look up Quinton Flynn, and you'll see it there. It's a parody film short that David K. Kessler directed and wrote, with additional writing by me, and I also
It's awesome.
produced
It's really cool.
with another guy named Joe Stefanelli. And I played Paul McCartney, or at least this fella who's in a tribute band who played Paul.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, good stuff.
It was excellent. We were watching it. Was it the day before yesterday? It was
Yeah.
very funny.
It was great fun. I love Paul. Yeah. Woo!
So in closing, we just celebrated the 20th anniversary of Metal Gear a few weeks back, and we had a big party in Tokyo. And one of my friends in the industry named Suda, who's also a friend of Chris's, and he's got a new game coming out called No More Heroes. And Chris Zimmerman directed that game, and I asked Suda if we could announce that you were going to be appearing in the game. He said that's cool. So
right. I'm playing Henry.
Henry.
That's right.
In Suda's new crazy game with Robin Atkin-Downs as the lead.
Oh, yeah. And Robin Atkin-Downs and I got together, and we had a bit of fun as we were chasing the video imagery of us with Chris's direction, and it was grand.
So, yeah, it's a very cool game that's coming out pretty soon on Nintendo Wii, and I'm looking for it, too. And I was really excited when Suda told me that all these guys that he got to come, a lot of people that appear in Metal Gear Solid, for example, that great cast that appeared in that game. So
yeah, and I loved working with Robin because we'd seen each other over the years, and this may have been, I think this is the first opportunity we had to do this together. Maybe we'd done another job, but this one was great fun, and especially when you're, fighting. And I love playing the Irish because my father's family came from Ireland. So it's grand time, lots of fun. And I wouldn't say that Robin Atkin-Downs' character is weak, but I might say that some of what he does is a bit shite. Some might say it's bollocks.
No way. I would never say that about Robin.
Oh, not him. It's his character, man. Not him. I don't mean his character. I mean his character's character. Yeah, yes. Sort that one out.
Yeah, you guys sort that one out, especially you guys looking forward to the game. And I appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Oh, thanks, everybody. I'm happy to be here and be back anytime you ask. Keep playing.
Wait, just got something in from the rumor mill here, Chris.
What is that, Ryan?
That we have Patrick Zimmerman doing the voice of Liquid Ocelot because you're related to him? Care to comment?
Not since 1992, I think.
92. Little fun fact. Yeah, you're not related, but you and Patrick Zimmerman were married at one point.
We were
happily married.
College boyfriend and girlfriend, and we're married for about 9 years.
What was it? I'm going off track already, but what was it like being married to Ocelot?
Well, he wasn't Ocelot then. He was Elroy Jetson. Nah, Pat's a great guy. He was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out.
Well, it's funny because we've getting a lot of emails in recently, especially since the new trailer came out, and people noticed that Cam Clark isn't voicing Liquid Ocelot, but Patrick Zimmerman is, who did Ocelot for the past
Revolver Ocelot,
for the Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And a lot of, these are legitimate questions. People come writing and saying, well, in Japanese, they have the voice of Liquid voicing this new character in MGS4, this Liquid Ocelot. So why is the voice of Ocelot doing it in English here for MGS4?
Isn't there something that happened in Japan? Was that the reasoning behind that?
So, this is something that we decided quite a long time ago, and this was something that Hideo and we talked about, that in Japan, the original voice actor of Ocelot, he passed away several years ago. And so that was why they brought in the voice actor for Liquid to voice over for MGS4, the Liquid Ocelot character. And so we have nothing against Cam Clark or anything
nothing
like
at all.
that.
No, Cam played a
conspiracy.
great Liquid, and he's
great.
a terrific actor and a fabulous voiceover actor. Mm-hmm. But it kind of makes sense to me. The way we've decided to do it here in the U.S. is, basically it's Ocelot's body
with Liquid's arm on it, and this is something that Hideo and I talked about. This is more true to the Metal Gear world and the actual canon story. But it's unfortunate circumstances in Japan.
Yeah.
And no conspiracy kids.
Love him to death, but not related to him.
Yeah, and we love Cam, and I love his performance, especially in Killer 7 as Almeida, which was a crazy character. And I look forward to meeting him at some point. But
his Killer 7 character, that was fabulous. That was he had so much fun doing that too.
Yeah, it sounded like it.
Yeah.
As a matter, this is totally coincidence. I think I actually heard him doing anime last night when I was just watching TV. He can do so many different kinds of characters, and I think he would have nailed this part if it was in line with the setting.
With the world in which it exists,
But
they're both terrific actors. They
Yeah.
both really do a good job. But
especially when you hear that activated.
my God, in the trailer.
This is so awesome, and Patrick's doing an awesome job so far.
It's interesting too because even when they decided when I was hired to do Metal Gear 4, and they had the old characters. But because of the age of them and the time that's passed, we still held auditions for all of the roles. So it wasn't dead set that it was going to be Cam or Patrick or any of the other dozens of people I brought in to audition for the role.
Yes, true.
And that's just how it came down.
Yeah. We did a ton of auditions, and we're still going through them for additional characters that are coming in.
Yeah, we're not even done yet.
It's unbelievable. We're not even done yet. But... Activate it. So cool.
His voice is so deep.
Yeah.
So deep.
He's kicking ass so far. He's a great performance. But anyway, I just want to clear that up. Thanks for coming on this kind of emergency session of the Kojima Productions Report just to clear a few rumors up. But,
thank you, Ryan.
And
now, if anybody can tell me how to get that off of IMDb, I'd be greatly appreciated.
well, thanks again, Chris.
Cool. I'll talk to you guys later.